While the small town of Willow Creek was preparing for the impending storm, the sky was getting darker by the minute. Shapes began to appear in the gathering clouds, and soon it became clear that winged creatures were approaching the city. No one knew who they were or where they came from. The townspeople watched in horror as the creatures swooped down from the sky, ominously flapping their dark wings. They looked like some kind of giant bats, but they were unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. When the creatures descended on the city, chaos broke out. People ran screaming in all directions, trying to find shelter from the winged creatures, but there was nowhere to hide. The creatures seemed to be everywhere at once, attacking anyone who got in their way. In the midst of this chaos, a young woman named Emily stood frozen with fear. She watched in horror as one of the creatures swooped down and grabbed a small child from the street. The child's screams echoed through the city, but there was nothing anyone could do to save them. Emily ran as fast as she could, trying to escape from the winged monsters. But wherever she turned, they were always there, their eyes glowing red in the dark. She knew she was going to die soon. As night approached, more and more townspeople were captured by these creatures. Emily watched as her friends and neighbors were taken away, their bodies disappearing into the darkness. She knew it was only a matter of time before she became the next one. In the end, Emily was the last one left. She stood alone in the deserted streets, watching the winged monsters circling above her. She knew there was no escape. With a final cry of terror, she was lifted into the air and carried off into the night. The next morning, when the storm passed, the townspeople returned to the wreckage of their homes. They found no trace of either the winged creatures or Emily. It was as if they had never existed at all.